Hello, I'm Lauren Heaton, the 2015 Miss Rodeo America, and you're watching Colorado Sports Connection.
Hello everybody and welcome to Colorado Sports Connection. We're here at the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo and we're talking with all the pretty cowgirls. Today on our show we have Miss Rodeo America, Lauren Heaton. Well, first of all, welcome.
Thank you so
to
much.
Colorado Sports Connection.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's great. Where else do you want to be in Colorado than Denver? So.
Now, is this your first visit to Denver?
It is not. It's actually my second as a rodeo queen. I've came lots of times on vacation, but I was here last year as Miss Rodeo Oklahoma. So it's great to come back somewhere familiar.
So Miss Rodeo America, tell us a little bit how you went from Miss Rodeo Oklahoma to Miss Rodeo America.
You know, you travel all year as your state representative, so I got to travel all over Oklahoma and other states like Colorado, and you end the year with competing for the prestigious title of Miss Rodeo America. It was out in Las Vegas during the National Finals Rodeo. They crowned us on a Saturday, and once you're crowned, you are officially the start of that title. So I dove right into the title and the duties of Miss Rodeo America, and I've been enjoying the ride ever since.
Now, you said duties of Miss Rodeo America. Now, here you are in Denver. What are your duties here at the National Western?
You know, we have a wide variety. Of course, we have the rodeo, which we're here at today. I have wonderful sponsor visits, such as RAM, where we're at right now. I go to school visits. I get to attend Western Market, where we get to go and meet our sponsors, and I get to pick out some wardrobe for the year. And it's just really an overall great thing. They really get me to touch a little bit everywhere and really get the Denver experience. Now, being that you were here last year and here you are now this year as Miss Rodeo America, what is it that you really love about the National Western? You know, the National Western has been around for so long. It has so much history and heritage with it. It's such an honor to be somewhere that is so supportive of a younger generation and being in livestock and agricultural, and then coming and getting to see the pros do it on the higher level. I think it's a really great place for everyone who's never seen a rodeo or has been a lifelong fan of rodeo to come and get a really great experience all at once. Now, as an ambassador of rodeo, what would you tell somebody out there that's never seen the sport of rodeo? How would you explain the rodeo to them? You know, I say it's the greatest show in the dirt. You know, we have pro athletes who this is their livelihood, and the big difference is, other than pro athletes, is our athletes only make money if they win, as opposed to a contract with others. But you know, you're going to have great family fun. It's great entertainment. In our day and age, you know, it's kind of rare to be able to take everyone in the family to the same thing and get a family wholesome experience. And rodeo really does that. And you know, it's the way the West was won. So It's a great family experience, I think. And now, out of all the events here at the National Western, which one is your favorite and why? You know, I really love the rodeo. I love all the livestock. I grew up in 4-H and FFA, so I have a great respect for all the young generations here showing and all that. But at the end of the day, I love rodeo. I've made a livelihood out of it. And at the end of the day, even if I'm a part of it or not, I love just watching rodeo. Now, do you compete as well? I did. As your title, we don't do it as much personally, but whenever I'm home, the short amount of time that is, I really enjoy team roping. That's one of the things I've taken up over the past years, but I've grown up in rodeo from a young age, so. Okay, now, as you start, you know, as your campaign, you know, for Miss Rodeo America, when did it first sink into you as a young girl that you wanted to go out and make a difference in the sport of rodeo? You know, that's what I love about the rodeo queen world, is it offers something different to girls at all ages. When I was younger, it was a way for me to get better at public speaking and, you know, get rid of any shyness I might have had and still be involved in rodeo. As I got older, you know, it really improved my horsemanship skills. I was really riding a lot more as I got to the teenage years. And now, as a professional and as an older adult woman, I'm really enjoying it for all the professional skills that it's given me. You know, we work really hard for our sponsors and we learn so much back, and it's really really something that I value highly that the Rodeo Queen world gives to me.
Now, you just mentioned something about horsemanship. Now, are there like 7 events that the contestants have to compete? And can you tell us a little bit about those events and what they are?
At the Miss Rodeo America pageant?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so the horsemanship competition, we ride 2 stock contractor horses that we've never seen or ridden or warmed up before. So the only time we have with them is the time we adjust our stirrups, sit on it, and we turn and go into the arena. We perform 2 AQHA reining patterns on them, and so both girls get every girl gets 2 horses. So it's really a good challenge of your horsemanship skills and being able to figure out what's under you in a quick manner and make them do what you need.
You know, as I've had the opportunity to interview Miss Rodeo America in the past, now you guys put on a lot of miles throughout the year. Can you tell the audience out there how many miles you're going to put on and where in the country you'll be traveling?
I'm expected to travel about 100,000 miles this year.
Wow.
I actually started right off in Las Vegas, and I will travel all the way through the year. I'm expected to go to Canada. We are working a trip to Australia. I'll go from all of the great big rodeos of Pendleton and Cheyenne to the really small community ones in all of the states across the country. So I really get a great experience of seeing rodeo on every level.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll continue our talk with Lauren Heaton and Miss Rodeo America right here on Colorado Sports Connection.
Now, tornadoes come in all forms in Oklahoma. On one cold December night in 1967, there was a different kind of storm brewing over the National Finals Rodeo Arena in Oklahoma City. At age 46, Freckles Brown rode the famous fur-covered fury named Tornado. In just 8 seconds, this relentless tornado and determined Oklahoma cowboy together walked proudly into history. So you see, in Oklahoma, 8 seconds can either bring us to our knees or to our feet. And our spirit is alive and well today, because it is in challenge that we find strength. It is in adversity that we find courage. And it is deep in the soul that we find the spirit that is Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Colorado Sports Connection. We're here at the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo, and we're talking with the lovely and talented Miss Rodeo America, Lauren Heaton. Lauren, you're from Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma residents have to be extremely proud of you, because I believe you're the first representative of Oklahoma to represent Miss Rodeo America?
Yes, sir. Since the beginning of the pageant, I'm the very first Miss Rodeo Oklahoma to win the honor. And to combine that with also being the 60th anniversary Miss Rodeo America, it's really been such a humble experience.
Okay, before we talk about the 60th anniversary, I'm going to let you give a shout out to your state out there. Talk about what you love about your state, Oklahoma.
You know, I want to give a shout out to my hometown of Alva, Oklahoma. They've been an amazing supporters all through my year as Oklahoma and now as America. And of course, I wouldn't be here without the wonderful sponsors of the Miss Rodeo America organization. We're here right now with Ram, and I get to meet others, so I just want to say thank you to everyone for making this possible for me.
Okay, 60th anniversary of Miss Rodeo America.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if a lot of people thought it would be 60 years, but talk about what that 60 years under their belt means to you.
You know, it really gives us kind of an establishment and a heritage with the rest of the rodeo world, to saying, you know, we've been here since the beginning and we're going to be here in the future. So it's wonderful. We have so many amazing opportunities we give to young girls. We have the Miss Rodeo America Scholarship Foundation, which is actually a separate entity from the Miss Rodeo America pageant. And, you know, they've been providing hundreds of thousands of dollars of scholarships to young women for 60 years, which is really phenomenal. And it's something that I cherish and highly advocate for, because I appreciate it.
Now, for those that love following Miss Rodeo America, now you guys are making a lot of changes this year in the social media. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, we're actually launching a really large social media strategy campaign this year. We're now going to be really relevant and have a large presence on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. We're going to do all sorts of new things this year to really get the audiences out there who are both familiar with Miss Rodeo America and who maybe are not familiar with Miss Rodeo. Really give them a great overall experience of what we're about and what we're shooting for. You
know, you just said something about what we're about. And one of the things that I really enjoy, especially doing these interviews, is that when I say, getting to meet everyone, when I say you guys are very beautiful people, I mean, what you guys have on the inside and what you do for your communities. Talk about how important it is for you to really go out there and work with the community and your charities.
You know, rodeo is a very community-based sport. There's so many communities across the country that it's their hometown organizations and charities that are putting on the rodeo. So it's really important for Miss Rodeo America to make a presence at all levels of rodeo, from the very small county fair rodeos all the way up to the pro rodeos of Las Vegas. So it's really important that we get out there and let them know that we're working for them. We're the ambassadors for a sport we love and they love, and we're both going for a common goal of keeping rodeo going.
Well, here you are now. You're definitely a role model, okay? Especially for all those young girls out there. What advice do you have for them when, you know, maybe they're sitting there and they're watching this and they're thinking, boy, I'd like to be in her boots. What would you recommend to them?
You know, the goal is to set a goal and keep going towards it. Don't give up. You know, life is a crazy ride, and the way is just how you work your way around it and keep persevering. So if you have a goal, set it and don't stop until you reach it.
It's great advice. Now, what about education? How important is education to you? And also, how important is it to you to spread that message on the importance of getting a college education as well?
You know, it's incredibly crucial. I have been so blessed to have scholarships from being a rodeo queen to be able to pursue a higher education. I finished my undergraduate going into the Miss Rodeo America pageant, and upon winning the title, I won almost $30,000 in scholarship, which is going to allow me to go on to continue to even get more education. And you know, you can't stress how important it is. Rodeo queening is great for learning personable skills you can't learn in the classroom, but you can't become a rodeo queen without going through school and getting your education. So it's extremely crucial for kids to understand that and go out and reach out any scholarship opportunities they can so they can continue it.
And what areas are you studying?
My undergraduate degree was in strategic communication. So it was a dual degree in PR and advertising, and then I received my minors in business and marketing. And with the scholarship, I plan to go on and get my MBA.
Okay, getting away that now from education, let's talk about your title. What feelings do you have now when people are coming up to you, you know, especially the young girls, you know, wanting your autograph and wanting advice? What does that mean to you personally?
You know, there's not a more humbling experience than to have a little girl come up to you and look up to you and want a picture with you and an autograph, because I was her at a little age. I remember being 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, all through the years, and seeing Miss Rodeo America and really seeing any state representative rodeo queen and looking up to them and wanting to be them. And it's such a humbling experience, and it really is a great reminder all throughout your year about why you're here, what your purpose is, and why you're working this hard and what you're aiming to continue doing.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back and continue our talk with Miss Rodeo America, Lauren Heaton, right here on Colorado Sports Connection.
Cowboys and Indians are a big part of our Western heritage and the plot to many of my favorite classic Western movies. In Oklahoma, I am proud of our rich history in rodeo and the respect we pay to our American Indian heritage. The 5 feathers down each side represent the 5 civilized tribes of Oklahoma, of which 38 tribes continue to represent and pay respect towards our Native American history. I wanted these chaps to be something bigger than myself and educate and bring attention to the Native American history I'm so proud to represent in Oklahoma and in arenas across the country.
And first runner-up is Miss Rodeo Arizona.
Welcome back to Colorado Sports Connection. We're talking with the lovely and talented Miss Rodeo America, Lauren Heaton. Well, Lauren, right now it's been a crazy ride for you. All last year, Miss Rodeo Oklahoma. Now for 2015, Miss Rodeo America. But now it's like, what are your plans like, say, after this 2-year run? Where does it go from there?
You know, the great part about being a state representative and then winning the honor of Miss Rodeo America is you gain so many amazing professional skills. You know, we really are professionals in this sport, and you gain so many amazing connections and friends and skills to take you to life on. All of us started off with a career goal growing up, and it may have been Miss Rodeo America, but there is life after Miss Rodeo America. I'm really excited to pursue my career and my degree within the Western and rodeo industry, and I'm really excited to use everything I've gained in these past years to move forward and work for the the rest of my life in this industry.
Now, what about some of the past Miss Rodeo Americas? Have you had a chance to meet them and talk with them to see, how they enjoyed their reign and what they're doing afterwards?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the amazing things, opportunities I had after winning Miss Rodeo America was getting to meet the past ones and seeing, what their year was like and what they did with it. You look at Jennifer Smith, Strand Smith's wife, and they're both wonderful, amazing professional broadcasters and doing a lot. Shanae Shiner is starting to come up in the broadcasting world. There's women who are working in equine science. They're doing amazing things in our Western industry, and Amy Wilson works for RFD TV. So it's really great to look out there and see what they're doing in life after Miss Rodeo America, and I guarantee you each and every one of them would tell you they are in their career they are now because of being Miss Rodeo America.
We're talking about role models. We were saying that, how, right now you've got that role. Who was your role model growing up?
The first Miss Rodeo America I ever met was Michelle Green, who her name at the time was Michelle Mackey, is now, she's married. And she was Miss Rodeo America in 1994. And she actually moved to my hometown of Alva shortly after being Miss Rodeo America because she married one of the men from our community. And she was the very first one I went to when I really wanted to becoming a rodeo queen because I had seen her on her year. And she was such a great mentor and advisor, and she still is to this day and still lives in Alva and is one I really, really continue to look up to. And I'm so honored to have had her on my team through all these years.
As you travel around this great country of ours, not everybody is a fan of rodeo, okay, due to, humane reasons. But if somebody were to come up to you and say, how could you love the sport of rodeo? What answer would you give them?
That's one of my favorite questions I get asked, because the way that I want people to understand is that rodeo and the animals we use, these people's livelihoods. Their animals are their teammates. They work together. They, spend a large amount of money for them, and then they spend their life taking care of them and respecting them for the hard work they do and give back to us and allow us to give a sport that we love to all do. So I just encourage people to come. The wonderful PRCA has over 60 animal welfare rules and regulations that they abide by, ensuring the safety and the long-term life of every animal we use in rodeo. And I really encourage everyone to just go up to any cowboy, any cowgirl, any person you see working behind the lines and ask them why they love what they're doing and what the animals they work with, their job as well, because we love talking about it because we love the animals.
You're mentioning cowboy, cowgirl. What one cowboy or cowgirl do you love to talk to?
There's so many. My favorite thing is I love talking to all of them because they're all so different. We're all here because we love rodeo and we love the sport, but they all each have lives back home when they're not rodeoing. So I really like talking to any and all of them, really getting their life story, finding out their interests, because we're both on this road together all year. So it's really nice to have friends along the way.
We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with Miss Rodeo America, Lauren Heaton.
Here we are, sports fans, back again with JJ. I am standing next to a legend in rodeo in terms of Aquanet and Bedazzler Beats. This is Miss Rodeo America, formerly Miss Oklahoma. This girl right here has done a fabulous job here at the National Western. How about let's let her introduce herself and tell us how her experience has been here in Denver, Colorado. You having a good time?
Oh, it's been an absolute blast. We're having a great time. We're going into the last weekend of performances, and I'm ready for a great last weekend.
Why do they always smile? Do you ever notice that? It's like they just are always happy and smiling. They can get bucked off of a horse and still, did you see it? We're in peace. I gotta go to work.
Welcome back to Colorado Sports Connection. We're talking with the lovely and talented Miss Rodeo America, Lauren Heaton. Lauren, before I start asking some other questions, I have to ask you this one question. You're gonna be traveling, 100,000 miles. If one of those crazy and wild cowboys ask you on a date, would you describe to us what your perfect first date would be?
Oh, that's one of my favorite things. I grew up with two older brothers, so I say I grew up with two bodyguards. So I was well protected from cowboys for several years. But if one had the guts to come up and ask me, which I applaud them, rodeo queens can sometimes be intimidating. I think I would really like to either go to a rodeo with him or go back to the ranch and ride a horse and see how he works when he's not in the arena, when he's not in that competitive mode, and see if he really knows how to get his hands dirty when he's not just in the arena.
And what if, he has enough money to take you out to dinner? Your favorite food? What would be your favorite restaurant?
Oh, I don't know about favorite restaurant. Any place that serves steak and potatoes is a guaranteed win for me. I'm a country girl, born and raised, and steak and potatoes is always going to be a staple and my favorite food.
And what about one of your all-time favorite movies?
Oh, you know, I'd have to say Cowboys with John Wayne. That was one I grew up watching Westerns, and that was always one of my favorite ones because they were always so ornery, and of course John Wayne. So that's one that really sticks out to me as one of my favorites.
Hey, speaking of Cowboys, have you had a chance to talk with Clay O'Brien Cooper and talk about his role in the Cowboys?
Yes, I have. I'm really excited. I haven't got to speak with him personally, but I've spoken with some of his family members, and I know they're really excited, and I'm excited to see
that's
him.
one of the greatest things, talking with someone that actually worked with the legend.
Yes.
I mean, it's just been, you know, he talks about John Wayne, and you could just hear, because here he is, a role model himself and a hero.
Absolutely.
But then the hero talk about his hero.
Absolutely.
It was absolutely great. Okay, now this trail of yours, Miss Rodeo America, obviously you didn't get there by yourself. Who out there would you like to thank for being able to get such a lovely title?
You know, before you ever win a title, you have to have the hard work and the support to get there. So of course it goes out to my family, my mom and dad and my brothers, who have been going to every rodeo and rodeo queen clinic and pageant with me since I was about 9 years old. So of course I want to thank them. And then once you win the title, it's really the sponsors. They're the ones who keep me on the road, who keep me going and pursuing my goal and my dream of promoting rodeo. So I really wouldn't be able to do it with family and sponsors, and of course the Miss Rodeo America organization.
You know, after talking with you, you know, you seem you have this upbeat personality, and it's like, you know, you can make fun of yourself a little bit too. Somewhat like, you know, Shanae Shiner.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
She's always bubbly and always willing, you know, just making fun of herself as well.
Oh, yes.
Any embarrassing moments have you ever had out in the rodeo arena?
Oh, as Miss Rodeo America, thankfully not yet. I think part of that's to do that this is my first appearance in Denver, but give me one more year and I'm sure I'll have a whole book full of embarrassing moments to explain to you. It's just bound to happen.
Okay, before we let you go, how can your fans out there keep in contact with you throughout the year? Can you remind them one more time?
Yeah, you know, we're making a really strong presence. Reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, even Pinterest. So on your Saturday mornings before the rodeo, get on Pinterest. We're gonna have some really exciting things coming up. But there's lots of ways, any social media outlet, we're gonna be on there. So just stay tuned and ride along with me for this crazy year.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the time with Miss Rodeo America. I know I did. Lauren, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I mean, they've obviously chosen a very wonderful lady, and I know you're going to go out there and represent, you know, the sport of rodeo, and I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a blast.
My pleasure. And we'll see you next week right here on Colorado Sports Connection.